Hello, and welcome to the 6th and final episode of Skin Deep. This is a bespoke horror game using a modified version of the V5 rules. Due to the nature of both the system we're using and the content therein, this is an adult game, dealing with content that may not be suitable for all viewers. Tonight's warnings may include insects, claustrophobia, medical harm, self-harm, darkness, Morgellons disease, and graphic descriptions of gore. This episode, or this series, may not be for everyone. So with that in mind, let's do some intros, and please, as always, do let us know your current sanity rating. Let's go ahead and start with Sara.
Hello, my name is Sara, and I'll be playing Ella Barnes, the perpetual student. My sanity rating is currently 5.
And Johnathan?
Hello everybody, my name is Johnathan, and I will be playing Lucas, the professional caver who did not get paid enough for this bullshit. I believe my sanity is... I think that we are all part of the Fives Club, are we not? Yes, so, yeah, it's 5.
All right, and
terrible.
Jay. Everything's totally fine.
I am Jay. I will be playing Mark the Documentarian. I am also a member of the Fives Club, and I, too, am not getting paid enough for this.
So, when we last left our cast, they were alone in the outskirts of the ruins. Dr. Jones is dead, and so is Dr. Kent, along with Paolo, Spencer, and the traitorous Sound. With only a day or so of water, the few bags they could carry, and a rapidly dwindling supply of rope, things are dire. But hope has not yet been lost, for high above and across the chasm before them is another small outcropping that seems to lead further along, and from within it, they can just barely make out the promise of an escape. So with that, let's get started with episode 6, The Light. And we're going to pick up pretty much right where we left off. Lucas, Mark, and Ella, you have tumbled to safety onto this fairly narrow ledge. The way behind you is blocked off for now, unless you want to dig through several 100 pounds of collapsed rock.
I think we'll pass on that one.
Yeah.
No, crazy.
So Lucas will turn his headlamp back on after we've all had a moment of silent consideration of that light in the distance. Great, of course, because nothing can ever be that easy.
How do we get up there?
How do we get up and across is the question. Nope. Bag check. Talk amongst yourselves.
I don't know, but we can see it, so there's got to be some way to get there.
Yeah, but we need to not fall prey to last run syndrome. Mark just kind of takes a seat against the wall, and just he's just exhausted and burned out, and obviously kind of grieving a little bit. Last run on a ski hill. It's when you get hurt because you're hurrying to get down.
Yeah.
You know, he was not a bad... No, he was a bad guy, but he wasn't like that.
I mean, what do they always say? Like, those people, it was somebody's baby boy.
Yeah. Life dealt him a shitty hand, for sure. Like, he's one of those come-from-nothing kind of guys, but... never seen him like that before.
I mean, I think, there's more at work here than him just being a bad guy.
It's almost like dire situations and insects in your fucking skin can make you go crazy. Here, Lucas will snap, shake a glow stick, hand it to Ella. Do the honors. Toss it over the edge. Tell me how long it takes you to not be able to see anymore.
I want to know.
Okay. So Ella will...
Kind of crawling up to the edge.
So it falls for quite a while before it disappears.
Yeah.
About
Okay.
30 seconds.
Long way.
Oh, that's out. And storyteller, I'm curious, what all am I still left with in my bags?
So you're not completely out of rope by any stretch of the imagination. You still have, like, your full-sized rope bag, since you've kept that with you pretty close the whole time. You have still probably a couple 100 meters of rope that still works. You have, like, a handful of pitons. You would have what you would need basically to go back up to the 100-meter camp, if that's
Okay.
where you guys were.
Reassuring,
which is not where you
surprisingly.
guys are.
Yeah.
You brought a lot down with you, and of course Spencer also had duplicates, so that was all lost with him, but this was an unexplored cave. You don't come down here with the bare minimum.
Come prepared.
Yeah.
And I think it's at that moment that Ella, like, it sort of strikes her. I still have that little drone. Can that help us at all right now? Like, go up, like, try to, I don't know, like, pilot it up there, get a closer look at least?
We had somebody on the other side. We might be able to use it to tie a line. But, like, I don't know.
I think that Ella will take out the drone, and I think I would like to just sort of scout with it ahead.
Totally.
Cool.
Let's do a wits and technology to pilot it.
I got 4 successes.
Nice. All right. So you successfully get the drone. You get it up and you get it moving. This drone isn't quite as loud as Mark's was. This isn't like 100,000 bees, but this definitely still has that solid bzzz going on. And with how blessedly quiet it is in here right now, it really reverberates. And there's definitely a moment where everyone flinches at this sudden, loud, non-stop noise as you're almost getting flashbacks before you're even out and can flash back on this. So you get your drone and you get it up into this other alcove. It seems like it would be a large enough space for you guys all to comfortably crouch on. You wouldn't be able to stand the way that you are right now where there's no overhang. And there are further tunnels that go on past that. And that's probably where the light was coming from.
And I'll relay basically all of that information to them. Okay, I think we can fit through there. I mean, there are more tunnels afterward, but, you know, just squish down, we can get through.
Yeah, it's just a matter of getting across. I can maybe belay for you, but if that gives, like, I can't catch you.
I know. That's the concern.
I mean, I can
Ella,
maybe
take
tie
that
off.
drone out across and let's see what kind of stone we're dealing with on the walls as we go across. If it's that
Okay.
shale shit, we're gonna figure something else out.
Okay.
So you bring it in closer to the wall, along where Lucas would have to go. And the walls, they look more like they did in the first area, kind of low down. So they are messed up. But as Ella takes it up higher, you realize the ceiling is stalactited. Now, those need a pretty solid base to grow off of, and they don't appear to have that same wrinkled quality. So you'd probably do better if you were to cross it, to go across, go high, go across and then drop down the little bit towards that alcove than to try to freehand your way across the damaged wall.
Okay, so there's a way to do this.
Yeah, there is.
What's the plan?
Up and over seems the most logical.
Yeah.
That's going to be hard. And my concern is presently not Ella, it's you.
Yeah, you guys are basically... I can kind of make my way along. I'm just not sure if I'm going to be able to do... Like, I can't do a hand over hand. I got no grip. But I could do a Carabiner Transfer. Like if we get a lineup.
That's what I was considering.
Yeah, if we get a lineup,
yeah.
I can just hang on to the rope while I transfer the Carabiner.
That's what we're gonna have to do for you.
Yeah.
There's no other way.
Piton to piton, I guess.
To you, that would probably be one of the safer backups for Ella as well, to use as many systems as you can.
But that means you're gonna have to get out there and drive those pitons without a lot of help from us. I can give you some fulcrum anchoring, but I mean maybe with Ella and I both hanging on.
It's gonna take both of you hanging on.
Yeah.
Because if
I'll do whatever.
I need some kind of I'm just gonna need some kind of backup in case this shit gets away on me.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, while Luke sets up to do that, I'm gonna take Ella aside and just give her kind of like a crash course in being an anchor belay. So basically, if Lucas were to fall on this swing down, they'd just swing down and hang off the piton, and we'd be the anchor point that holds. So we're just gonna basically run a double belay, and she'll be the anchor, and I'll just feed her the line. Is the plan.
Yeah, Lucas will get everything ready and then just, alright, fail me now.
All right, Lucas, are you ready to make some
all.
rolls?
Sure, why not? Let's do this thing.
All right, so the first step is going to be getting up the initial wall, which luckily is probably the most dangerous part, so at least if you come down, you're going to be coming straight down into your friends. I mean, that's not going to be
kill us all instead of just myself.
Yeah, game over.
Thanks for
I
watching.
mean, surely they'll break your fall with their soft bodies.
Yeah, our spines are perfect for that.
Right.
No way, Ella's the hell out of the way of that.
Ella's all just kidding.
Lol.
Bye.
Let's start with a Dex Athletics to get up the wall.
All right. And I have a specialty in that.
Yes.
All
Probably
right.
a number of your specialties are about to apply.
Oh, I would hope so. I would really hope so.
Nah, I've just decided they don't work here.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. My cunning plan to use this as... There we go. That is 4 successes.
4
That's
successes?
not enough. I will burn something.
So it's up to you. That is going to succeed.
Okay.
So it's up to you if you would like to try to get a better roll by burning either either a sanity or a willpower, or if you'd like to let your 4 stay. And I will tell you, because I'm not going to be sneaky deaky here, this is enough successes to successfully get you up the wall.
I'm comfortable with that then.
Perfect.
Because I'll probably need it elsewhere.
What? But this is the Hall of Puppies. All right.
Puppies?
So,
Keep looking for those puppies.
So if something were to go wrong as you were going up this wall, Lucas, would you try to hide it from your companions below, or would you let them know something had gone wrong?
Absolutely.
Something
let them
minor.
know. So
Okay.
I will let them know, because at this point in Lucas's mind, this is not the time that I'm going to start hiding shit, because they need to know everything that's going on if they're going to be able to, keep me from killing myself on this.
Perfect. All right. So Lucas starts climbing up the wall, and of course, you're not going to use the batons right away. Lucas is an experienced climber. He knows how to get up basically this straight wall. The first probably 10 or 20 feet are actually some of the worst. Because as you're putting your hands on this, your fingertips are crumbling into the wall. And as you're reaching that 20 feet point, you're wondering if maybe this isn't the best plan. And you guys can see Lucas kinda iffing his way through this, but after you reach about that 25 point, or a 25-foot point, the wall kind of firms back up under your grip, and this starts to feel more like what you would expect. So it seems like, however this all came to be, this was not a primary chamber for what's been harassing you, let's say. Clearly they can move through here, but it's not a main area the way like the temple was.
Just kidding.
Totally fine. So Lucas gets 20 meters up in the air, which is not an inconsiderable height by any stretch. So you're going to be placing your first baton here. So we are going to get a Dex and Survival from you to place basically the first half of the batons for who will be coming after you.
Okay, I will take that roll. So Dex and Survival. All right. So about that willpower. I would like to avail myself.
Let's go ahead and burn it.
The time.
So that'll be your one for the scene. So anything else you want to do from this point onward is going to be stamina. God damn it. Sanity. Apparently I've already lost it, so.
5.
5? Perfect.
Worth it.
Nice. And then after he's sunk his first baton, we can at least help by assisting on the rope, taking some of the weight, letting him take a little break,
Yeah. So Lucas gets the first baton in, he gets the rope through, he gets belayed on, and you guys definitely kind of prep for this. So let's get a Dex Athletics from you, Lucas, to cross the chasm now. As I said, it's going to be big dice rolls for Lucas for this second. And some big dice energy up in here.
7.
All right.
Nice. BDE.
BDE indeed.
So now that you're actually up on this roof, it's almost easy for you. Now that you no longer have this rock crumbling away under your fingertips, this feels familiar. And you know so much better than to look down. This isn't even the highest you've ever free climbed something. It might be one of the most difficult, but you've been in tough situations before. So once Lucas starts moving, he moves pretty quick, getting across about half this chasm, like lickety-split. He's putting the batons maybe not as close together as would be ideal, but you both know you're running a little low on supplies here, and you don't know what you're going to be dealing with when you get to the other side of the chasm. You may need these batons, you may need this rope. And we will go ahead and get our last Dex and Survival from you to place the second half of the batons.
All right. It's these Dex survival rolls that don't like me, guys.
They don't want you to survive. We
Is
blowing
our
a sanity on that?
Is our assistance able to help? Or
No.
oh.
I am assuming that 3 successes is likely not enough, so I will probably have to burn a sand.
That would probably not be a terrible idea.
Hey, first one to the Forest Club.
It's not a nice. I don't like that club. That's a
You guys don't want to race out your sanity? Come on.
first one to
5.
0.
5 successes on that?
Yeah.
Perfect. So Mark, you've seen this before, and Lucas, you're very familiar with this feeling. By the time you're about halfway across, your arms are shaking. You start having that issue where as you put one baton up, you start twisting around your own shoulder and having to muscle your way back around.
Come on.
It's hard work. Without question, this is the hardest caving you've done this entire time. But you get all the way across, you get a reasonable number of batons in. You've done the best you can do. You know that for a fact. So who's going across first?
Kind of looking at each other.
I mean, I'll defer to you because of your hand and stuff. Whatever is easiest.
You should probably go first. We're gonna have to take some risks with these batons when I pass the carabiner through them to continue on. If one's gonna fall out, I don't want it to then fuck up your cross.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Time to go.
Yeah.
All right. So let's do this.
So that is going to be a Dex Athletics to get across, please.
Oh my
Oh,
Lord.
boy.
Heaven help me.
And of
Oh,
course,
praise
Lucas,
gods.
when you got up and put your first baton in, you did drop the rope, so Ella will be able to mostly hand over hand this rope up. You aren't expecting them to free climb their way up like you did.
No, God, no.
Okay, I got 3.
3? Okay. So you start getting up this rope. And this is not easy. This is nothing like the courses you took. You are just using your own strength to haul your body weight up the rope. And the worst part is, because Lucas technically damaged the wall on his way up, those first 20 feet as you're going up, you can feel your heels cracking into the wall as you put your body weight into it. But you do eventually reach the top, and you hook your belay in like Mark showed you how. And how are you planning to go across these? Are you gonna hook your legs over it and try to drag yourself along? Are you gonna try to go hand over hand?
I think hooking the legs. I think that's
Okay.
what I'm gonna go with, yeah.
All right, let's get just a straight stamina from you.
Don't mind Lucas on the other side, who's saying every single prayer that he ever grew up knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll probably tie mine
joining
off
the
to an anchor on my side. 'Cause
Perfect.
I'm gonna have to do it myself without being on this side. But anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta burn a sanity, so I'm also part of the Force Club.
Oh, I knew
I
as soon as we
literally
hit
have
that
to.
5 sanity, it was just gonna...
Yeah.
Boy. I love that Ella's first choice is sanity instead of willpower.
Instead of willpower.
I'm
I've
into
already
it.
burned 2.
Yup.
I don't have
Oh,
much. I got 1.
1 success.
Oh no.
I can't do any better. It's literally my worst pull almost.
Of course it. All right, let's go ahead and grab a strength from both Lucas and Mark for like no reason.
For no
Oh
particular reason.
boy. Great. God damn it, Ella.
God damn it, Ella.
Just
R.I.P. Dr. Kent.
R.I.P. Dr.
F.
Oh.
Oh, feels bad, man.
Hey, at least you guys aren't trying to shove sound along this rope.
It's only my dex that's affected, not my strength, right? Just
That is correct.
verifying.
Only your
Okay.
dex is affected at the moment.
Okay, so I got 4 successes on a 3 pool.
Nice. Lucas?
So about that sanity.
Oh no.
Would you like to burn another one?
Can I stay on this side?
It's either that or I literally failed the roll.
Let's go ahead and burn a sanity for you then. I figure you
is-
can burn a limited sanity in a scene.
Yay.
Hooray. This gives me very last act of 10 candles.
Oh, thank you, Jesus!
Candles just going,
Yeah.
Yep.
just falling up.
4 on a 3, that was absolutely worth it.
Brilliant. Even if we do have our first club 3 here.
Oh no.
All right. So Ella starts coming across, and it's obviously not as hard for you as it was for Lucas, but this is not easy, and it is fucking terrifying. The rope is swaying as you're going across as it comes up to one of the pitons, and it's when you have to move your belay from one side of the rope of the piton to the other, and you get it hooked in, and you go to try to transfer from one to the other, and you just can't quite get your legs around this rope, and Ella drops with her legs. Now she is belayed onto it, and she does have her hands on it, but both of you feet go into the ground and you both kind of come forward, but with those 4s apiece, Ella is safe where she is.
There's probably a first scream of pain because Mark would instinctively grab with both hands and, well,
Yeah.
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 There's a slew of cursing in English and Spanish from Lucas' side.
So for the moment, Ella is frozen on this rope, in terror, with her legs dangling God knows how far above wherever this chasm lets out.
Come on, kid. You can do it.
Damn it.
Come on.
Okay. So,
We've got you. Come on.
so storyteller, like I'm trying to just get my positioning. So am I trying to like get my legs back up? Is that?
So it's really up to you at this point. So you are belayed onto it, so technically you could let go with all 4 limbs. Don't.
No.
But technically you could.
Not gonna do that.
So probably what you end up doing is kind of dragging yourself just sort of hand over hand a little further along the rope so that you can kind of swing your legs back up and catch them with your ankles.
Okay, yes, I would. That's what I'm going to try to do then.
And I'm
So-
calling up to her. Think smooth movements, nothing jerky, just nice and easy and smooth. Nice, easy lift, hook your leg over, recover, just keep looking up.
And I think Ella, like, her eyes instinctively, like, dart to both of you if there's any way that you're kind of still in my sight line at all.
Yeah.
Just kind of this, like, seeking approval and reassurance and sort of just very, very scared.
We got you. You're safe.
Yeah,
and
you're not going anywhere.
When you look back at Mark, you can see this big, like, horizontal run of blood from where the line slipped. Because when it took your weight on, he grabbed with his left being his lead hand. It just went zip, and so there's about probably 6 feet of just blood along the rope.
Just keep coming towards me. Keep your eyes on the ceiling, and just talk to me about some academic bullshit that I know nothing about.
Yep.
Show me how smart you are.
I forget everything. I forget.
Oh, you don't forget shit. Talk to me about that divine feminine shit.
Like riding a bike.
Do it.
Okay, so, you know, it occurs in so many so many different mythologies across culture. We're living in this patriarchy, but so many societies that came before us had the women in power, right?
Keep moving while you're talking to me.
And so I'm just doing my thing that to get across. It was worship. It was a recognition of it's not just about giving life. It's about just existing as we are and rising above our circumstances, to rise up again and again after we get beaten down by this fucking patriarchy who just wants to see us failed and subjugated. And they held it up. We still remember all of those myths and legends about them. We know those societies existed. We know that can work, and there can be different ways of doing things. That's it. I have that too. I have it.
And Ella does have it, because as she's been talking to you, she has come hand over hand, foot over foot, belay over belay, until Lucas gets a hold of her under the arms and pulls her up onto that outcropping beside him.
Go.
I think Ella probably hugs him and just maybe lingers a second longer than she would have.
It's okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, we gotta get Mark.
Mark has fallen onto his back and is taking a minute. It's definitely like one of the... As soon as the rope was clear and he saw that Lucas had him, it was like just a...
Fuck. We're gonna give him a few minutes.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's alright.
Sorry.
It's alright.
It happens. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You alright over there, buddy?
Yeah. I'm fine. Okay.
He's not fine.
You
Let's
ready,
give it a
Mark?
shot.
Okay.
Probably a little
right.
bit woozy.
Just a little. Let's get a Dex Athletics from Mark, keeping in mind you are down a Dex.
Down a Dex. That's still a big pool for me, even down a Dex, so...
Yep.
So I don't have to free climb here. The idea is that they're basically going to take me on the line and I'm going to kind of pull myself along. That's the plan, right?
Yeah, so basically what's happened is there's the first baton that Lucas has put, and then there's a rope that hangs down from that so that you can just kind of do that, like, feet against the wall, bring yourself up. Then you'll belay yourself to the top line where there's, like, basically 5 batons that take you across, and then you'll reach your party.
I will take the 4 in that case.
4 successes?
Yeah.
All right, and let's also go ahead and grab a wits awareness from you real quick.
From me?
Just you.
Okay. Just me.
Yes, please.
Yeah. That's not ominous at all.
That's not ominous at all.
What? You guys have such expectations.
Wits and awareness, you said?
Yes, please.
Okay. Also 4.
Also 4? All right, so you start going up the rope, and the same thing that Ella had an issue with, you do as well, which is that your heels and your toes start cracking through this now rather damaged wall.
Yeah.
And about 15 feet off the ground, as you go to put one foot in, your whole foot just cracks right through the wall.
Yep.
And as it does, you hear that sound.
Fuck.
That chitinous bodies over body sound. Now it's a little further away than you've heard it before. You guys have generally been either in it or not in it. But for the first time, it sounds like it's approaching. across the chasm, you do not hear this sound yet. All you see for a minute is Mark pause with his foot having gone through the wall. And he kind of wriggles it and wiggles it and cracks it back out, and that in particular doesn't seem to have slowed him down all that much as he continues up the rope. And it was 4 on your dex athletics, you said?
4, yes.
4.
Yeah, both 4s. Both of the rolls.
Yeah, perfect. So, despite this injured hand, Mark appears to be running on basically straight adrenaline.
Pure adrenaline at this point.
Yeah, as he just comes hand over hand, hauling ass along this rope, swapping from belay to belay. Ella, if you were in a different place, this would very much feel like you were being shown up. Like there you were hanging there, crying, barely able to get across, and here comes injured Mark like this ain't nothing. But this isn't the time or the place for that. So, Mark seemingly comes across without too much issue until you guys get him down off the rope and you look at his hand, and he has bled completely through this bandage. You can't see the wound underneath, but it was bad to start, and that much weight on it cannot have done him any favors. Mark, you are going to be down an additional dex from this point onward.
Yeah. That tracks. So I've landed on the other side, is that?
Yes, you have
Okay.
safely landed on the other side. They will unhook you from the rope, assuming you want to be unhooked from it immediately.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna drop, honestly. I think at that point, just exhaustion, I'm probably just gonna have a little lie down. The room is probably
Lucas
spinning.
will take care of the rest.
Okay.
Yeah, so you guys are basically on this little, basically a similar outcropping to what you came down with at the 100-meter camp and what you were on across the chasm, but this is a much smaller outcropping as it continues on in what appears to be a full tunnel. You don't see any of those labyrinthine walls that you've been going through. This is just a regular spooky underground tunnel, so there is room for the 3 of you to, not with any kind of comfort lay down, but to just take a second here.
I didn't get the chance to respond to it at the time because you were dangling off a rope, but I agree, fuck the patriarchy.
Yeah, absolutely.
It hurts us all. That's what people forget. It hurts everybody, not just women. It's damaging to every single identity out there.
It is.
And I think Ella sits down by Mark and just kind of holds his uninjured hand and just kind of doesn't say anything.
And he'll just sit there, give her a little nod. I need.
You were really good.
I got nothing left. This is about the end of it. I'm dealing with some pretty significant blood loss. I'm worried I might drop, and you guys are gonna have to drag my ass or leave my ass, one of the two.
You're not.
I don't want to. No,
Your ass isn't getting left behind here.
No, we're not leaving you. We're not.
Listen, I dragged your ass through Danvers State when you were younger. When you got too drunk to fucking stand up, I'm gonna drag your ass through here too. All right.
Yeah, just
I got you.
look up Alex if I don't make it. Okay, he looks back on the time that you guys spent together pretty fondly, and he's sad you guys fell out of touch.
Well, we're making it out of here, and we're gonna go visit him together. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey Ella. And
Yeah.
I'm shifting around in the backpack, kind of take a half a seat. Slide my camera over on the stone. Do you want to Do you mind? I figure
Yeah.
it'd be kind of cool. I'm feeling like found footage at this point is what we're doing.
I think that's the only possible angle left, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll do it. So Ella takes the camera and powers it on and trains it on Mark as steadily as she can.
And I'll give her the basic kind of rundown. All right. All right. Hit me with some questions. Just keep me focused.
Okay. What's been the hardest thing so far for you?
First thing you want to do in a talking head is ask for a name and introduction.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Mark, I'm Mark, the documentarian, and normally I wouldn't be in front of the lens, but in this case, circumstances intervened, and I am now part of the documentary I was filming. Okay, what was it you were asking? Sorry.
I just wanted to know what the hardest part of this has been for you so far.
Honestly, the whole thing has really kind of sucked. That's a terrible answer in a documentary. Let's try that again. I was responsible for my own injury and for the death of Dr. Kent. And that's hard. I got tied onto this project in the first place because, I don't know if you guys even know this, but Kent and I met overseas back when he was still bright-eyed, middle of his career, just before things started going downhill for him. And we shot some stuff, Libya, Cairo. I think we were outer edge of the Holy Land for a little while. I just kind of followed him around with a camera. He kind of gave me my start. And he'd still be here if I hadn't brought a gun down here because I don't trust people. I don't really know what that says. I'll leave it to the smarter people than I.
He was really good at that, wasn't he? Picking out somebody and just kind of leaving them no matter what.
He sees potential in people. He knew that I was wasting my life with the kind of activism I was doing. It was virtue signaling activism. I was doing it because I thought people would think I was a good person, which is not a reason to do anything. And he saw that, and he said, maybe you can actually make a difference. So, yeah, he gave me some of my first work, which, yeah, was, it's good.
Do you want another question?
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. No, whatever. I'm behind the camera. It's not about me, right?
Yeah.
What do you want the people that see this to know? About you, about the city, about what we found? What do you want them to take away from this?
So I know in how I would have planned to edit this, and whoever's editing this, I hope you figure out the arc here. Lucas said it before. stay the fuck away from this place. If you want to investigate it, do so with a healthy amount of napalm first. And even then, maybe not. The fact is that it would have been better if we'd just dropped this place on top, dropped the mountain on top of this place. That said, there's nothing insidious or supernatural going on here. This is just nature. Nature being fucked up and terrifying, but just nature. I made a lot of jokes earlier about ghosts or aliens. You'll hear me intersperse throughout the footage just cracking wise on intellectualism, but honestly, the thing that you need to know is that I don't know if it's pain or whether it's nerves firing improperly, if it's a response in the brainstem, something. My sound technician was an asshole, but he wasn't a psychopath. And when he got far enough along in his infestation from these fucking ants, he completely lost his mind. Murderous rage, delusions of supernatural things watching over us or something. I don't know even what he was on about, because it was just that deranged. Whatever this is, it comes for your body and it fucks with your mind, and you won't know you're dead until it's too late. And that's probably slowly what is happening to us. So I encourage you to get these people some urgent medical care and treat it as the serious problem that it is, and stay the fuck away from this city. Do not think that you are prepared.
And Ella kind of nods. You want anything else?
I had to kill my sound technician to keep him from killing us. I also, although it's back there with all of the rest of it in some backpack somewhere, I also steal from sites like this one, and have been doing so for the last 15 years to pay off some rather exorbitant debts for equipment given to me by the people who want me in exorbitant debt. And the people who are watching this who know what I'm talking about will know not to fall into that trap. Do not think that there's such a thing as a free lunch, even when it comes to a career start. And there is some insidious fucking shit going on in both archaeology and philanthropy that should probably be examined from a bottom-up perspective, like you might examine the mafia. And that was what my next documentary was going to be on, just for the record, but my focus ring hand's fucked, so...
And Ella, it looks like she's gonna say something encouraging, something reassuring, but words just don't come. And she just looks down from the camera display and stops the recording.
Or I was gonna shout out at you before it got all dark, you know, Mark, what are you gonna do as soon as you get out of here? And I was gonna be pissed if you didn't say Disneyland. But...
Disneyland. Ghosts.
Wait a minute. So now you think there's nothing else going on here but nature revolting against us invaders?
You couldn't
There's
tell I
nothing
was
else?
being facetious. I don't believe in any of that shit. I was saying aliens to make light of something that was creepy as hell. I never
There's
thought.
a reason I was laughing my ass off.
Yeah, I
Whole
never
time.
thought aliens. I never thought ghosts. I just love seeing intellectuals expand their minds, because most of the time they come in with a preconceived notion and they're proven wrong. And there needs to be somebody who makes them think differently. Lateral thinking. They tend to be very much in boxes.
I don't know. I mean, spent my whole life in school. What's real, what's not, what's possible, what isn't. I don't know. This shit's just different to me. I mean, call me kooky or whatever, but I don't know.
I mean,
There are forces at work in this world that we don't understand. That's something that I believe.
Yeah.
And who's to say? I guess, fuck. It doesn't matter. We're here anyway.
I mean, when somebody died of any one of a number of diseases, a bacterial infection, or their asthma killed them, we used to think that they'd angered the god of the harvest, and that they were taken away so they could tend the fields in the afterlife or some bullshit. We now know that they had a respiratory problem and they dropped dead because there was no adequate medical care. Any of that shit that we see now where we go ghosts, aliens, it just means that later we have context. It seems like what's going on down there is that somebody was worshiping the ants that were eating them, and they were doing that because
people to them.
yeah, and I don't know exactly what that actually means, but what they were doing was being superstitious as a way to explain something that they couldn't explain, which is exactly what it looks like we're doing. There are things we can't explain. Yes, that means we need to do better.
And I think Ellen normally probably would have picked a fight pretty good with you right now, but it's all just falling away. And so she just kind of shakes her head and lets it drop.
Yeah, you can see him just kind of like going in and out of not being in his eyes. You're kind of keeping him focused right now, so him being pissed, but as soon as the energy dies, you just see his eyes unfocus and like a...
Lucas.
We need to get moving.
Yeah. Okay.
So with moving as your intention, Lucas, you're looking back at that rope and those batons. Are you wanting to go back for any of that? You don't have to. You'd also be able to just pull the rope back in, because the rope will just come through the batons. Mm-hmm. You would have to free climb your way across this roof if you wanted to get more than like the first baton. I will tell you from your own intelligence and expertise at this. Pulling the rope in, whatever. Going back for those batons?
Yeah, bad idea.
Bad idea, especially with how exhausted you already are.
I will pull that rope through.
All right.
And the batons are fucked. That's the only way to say it.
So you start pulling the rope back through, and you get, about a dozen feet coiled up. And as you go to take one more pull in, you look down and you realize that there are ants on the rope.
Ah, fuck! I assume that I probably have some sort of small knife that I keep for situations.
Absolutely.
So, no, that's getting cut through.
Yeah. So without another word, Lucas just doubles the rope, cuts it, and drops the other end.
Why are we prone on the ground looking over this? Why are we cutting ropes now?
Ants.
Ants.
Fucking ants.
Already? The fuck?
Yeah, they're
Damn it.
everywhere.
Go eat that dick bag.
Yeah. Go find him. He's under some rocks that away.
Jesus
Yonder.
fucking Christ.
So with the last yank, the rope goes flip, flip, flip free through the last of these pitons, and you watch it just snake down into this chasm that you've just crossed.
Get fucked.
Yeah, get fucked 1/16 trillionth of the population of this fucking cave.
Just give me something, man.
Yeah.
So
all
the
yours.
ants on this rope are solidly chastised for being ants on their way down. Deeply shamed of their own
You
bugdom.
got me with that one.
As they should be. I will
The ants will
invoke the
remember
spirits
that.
of my ancestors to make them feel more ashamed.
Yes.
Yeah, those
They didn't get La Chancla, they got the knife.
those particular 47 ants that were on that rope fucking die from Lucas's hatred.
Yeah, that's the pure power
Yeah.
of hatred. They have heart attacks on the way down.
Little ant heart attacks on the way down.
Oh
And just like that, my antagonists aren't scary anymore.
no! Oh no, they're terrible.
Oh, they're fucking
Everything about them
terrifying.
is fucking terrible.
If you don't laugh, you cry.
Yep.
So Mark is still laying a little prone on the ground. Mark is definitely still in the midst of recovery. Lucas, you turn, and are you going to look down this cave, head down this cave, or tunnel, I should say, excuse me.
You know, well, take a look-see down there with a trusty headlamp
Okay.
and a
Do you
couple glow
flick your-
sticks. Yeah.
Do you flick your headlamp on, and let's get a wits and awareness for what you see ahead of you. It's ants.
It's always ants.
I've once again denied puppies.
There will never be puppies.
I'm never gonna trick John into a game again with this offer of puppies.
You should have puppies in the next game you run with them. Just like,
Would safety hazards as a specialty apply?
Oh,
we're in this
No, it
cave,
won't.
so.
stop trying to make safety hazards happen.
No, it's on my sheet. I'm gonna try to make it happen. That is a solid 6, and I feel very proud of that
Perfect. Didn't even cost you sanity this time.
this time.
So you flick your light on, and Mark, you're not gonna see any of this because you're busy being like, "Ooh, ow, my hand, my hand." Ella, just out of curiosity, are you paying attention to Mark and kind of helping him out, or are you gonna keep an eye on sort of what Lucas is doing? You're not gonna have to make a roll either way.
Right. I think I'm looking at Mark. I think I'm just observing him and just...
So you're kind of tending to Mark, making sure he's not losing consciousness, making sure he doesn't appear to be bleeding out in any way. So Lucas, you are alone turned in this direction, and you flick your headlamp on, and ahead of you, it goes on for probably about 15 feet or so. It doesn't appear to narrow, but it doesn't appear to open up as far as you can see. But towards the in front of you, you can see a V path.
Of course. Great.
To see down them, you'll have to head down this path a little bit.
I will break and huck at least, one glow stick down each side.
So you crack them up and you throw one down either side. And the cave that goes to the left appears to open up a little bit further along. And as the glow stick tumbles along, it tumbles through the dark, but it lands not quite as brightly, which means that some kind of light is down this direction. The one that you sent off to the right doesn't appear to open up the same way, but it also luckily doesn't appear to narrow too much. It gets a little small right where your glow stick seems to have landed, but you don't see any additional light or anything from that direction. But you got what, 6? Was it 6 on your awareness for this? Yeah. So from the one that you don't see anything from, you can just very faintly make out the sound of running water. Ever so slightly.
Headlamp off briefly.
Yep.
Just so I can see if that's actually light down the one side, or try to tell.
There is a pale gray light down that left side.
And back on.
Increasingly woozily from down the hall. That seemed like a headlamp click of decision making.
It's a headlamp click of trying to figure out which is our better option right now.
2 ways.
We'll come back. 2 ways, branches off. Water down this side, or the sounds of water. This side. There's light. I don't know how far above us it is, but there's some light I can see.
Didn't Dr. Kent say the water, right? It's the water that leads us out.
Right, but if we're hearing water, that's where it's hitting at the low point. We should... Water's gonna be going down at all times. We should go up, try to pursue the light, see if we find a breeze or something.
Lucas?
So my concern that I haven't really wanted to voice this entire time is that water sources in caves have 2 origins. Some of them are from snow melts, and some of them are from subterranean sources, underground springs, things like that. I don't know what the source of this water actually is. You know, full disclosure, I went along with the idea to get you all moving.
Yeah.
Because, especially you, Ella, needed something to get you moving. After Dr. Kent. So, cards on the table there. It doesn't look like it's gonna kill us to check out the left side. Figure out how far above us that light is.
I think that makes sense.
And I think it's at this point that Ella kind of walks closer to Lucas and maybe kind of puts her hand on his upper arm, and she looks at him directly and says, I understand why you did that, you know, to get me motivated and moving. I get that. But the rest of the way, you gotta give it to me straight. I can't. I'm
just gonna be upfront with you. I don't have it in me to protect you anymore at this point, Ella. You're either gonna do it or you're gonna fucking die down here.
I can't be shielded from everything forever.
It wasn't a shield, Ella. At all.
But outside of
it was me not
dad.
wanting to waste the energy on dragging your ass along. I'm not shielding you from shit.
Panic's unsafe. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. It gets more than just you killed.
Yeah.
Right.
So, occasionally, it's not about you and your dad. Occasionally,
Sometimes.
it's not about you and all of your school bullshit. Occasionally it's about me making a choice to keep everybody alive like I was fucking paid to.
Yeah.
Crystal?
Yep.
Right. Now, here's the unfun part.
There's a fun part?
Yeah. The fun part is me hauling your ass through this cave. The unfun part is, Ella, you are probably going to be the one that has to take point for right now.
Yep. I'm gonna get up.
Because otherwise we're going to move real slow.
Getting up.
Okay.
You will have my light behind you. Keep yours trained on the ground, for the most part. In case anything opens up in front of us, we don't exactly want you to go plunging right into it.
I'm gonna take the big honkin' cube light that has been blinding you throughout the documentary up until this point and hand it to Ella. Here, this is way better than your flashlight.
Thanks.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm gonna have much use for it.
Oh, quit being doom and fucking gloom on me.
I just mean because I can't focus the camera.
Okay, so Ella will set out first with the light cube.
And
left,
is it to the
passage.
left we're heading?
Yeah,
Alright.
to the not the water, to the light more.
All right. So, this is easier going than some of the passages you've been through here. This is certainly not the tightest squeeze you have gone through to date. But it's not a comfortable walk. It's not even a comfortable hike. You're definitely stooped down. You're definitely kind of having to make yourself small to get through here. But it's a pretty direct shot towards the light, because I'm assuming Lucas once again clicked his headlamp off and kind of pointed it out before we set out on this. So Ella leads the way forward until you come to a very, very small patch of light that you almost traipse right over with this big cube light in your hand. It's not actually until Ella takes a step over it and you, Lucas, looking down, happen to spot it that you're able to...
Stop. Turn the fucking cube off.
Okay. Click.
What do
So
we
Ella
got?
turns the cube off, and for a second, as happens all too quickly down here, you're all blind. But this spot of light on the floor is like a beacon in this darkness. And you turn and you look upward, and up above you is a chimney cavern. And right up at the top, ever so small, here nearly more than a pinprick, you can see sunlight. And I think that's where we're going to take our break tonight. So we'll see you all back in about 5 minutes for what will surely be an easy climb out of here and then a party with puppies. Bye. welcome back. So, at this point, I'd like the audience to step back for just a moment and make the realization that our survivors have been underground for days. In the last 2 alone, they've lost over half their party. They've failed to sleep or eat, and they've been drinking water that may or may not have been infected. They're injured and exhausted and terrified. So back to the cast underground. You have made it to this chimney cavern, and you have light up above you. So you're just standing there staring up at it. What is the plan from here?
Lucas,
Hey,
can
Ella?
we even do that? Can we even do that?
Hey, you still have that drone?
Yeah.
Send it up.
Okay. So we'll set it all up and then send it up the chimney cavern, as you called it, I think?
Yeah. So a chimney cavern is basically exactly what it sounds like. It's a small opening that occurs naturally in the rock that is basically just a chimney that goes from either one cavern to another, or in this case, from what you can see from the outside down to where you are. Which also gives you hope that you are no longer as far underground as you were anyway. So let's get wits and tech from Ella to send the drone up.
How's your chute climbing, Luke?
Terrible. I'm more interested in what the walls are made of.
That's 5 for me.
5 for you? Perfect. So Ella's starting to get real good with this drone. It has now been whipped around enough times that she's getting pretty proficient at getting it out, getting it set up, getting it taken off. So you start sending it up, and it's quite a ways, and the first little bit sort of around you has that same vaguely rippled look to it that Post 25 Feet had in the original cavern. And as you start getting further and further up, it looks more and more like solid rock to Lucas.
Okay.
Okay, this is good, right?
Reasonably, yeah. I think I can do this. I can do this.
Climb it and
Yeah.
drop a line.
You can't.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I can do this.
Do we have enough?
So based on your estimation, Lucas, you can do this. You will not have enough rope to tow them up behind you. Unfortunately. And with the limited batons you have left, it's not going to be as simple as splitting this into, like, you go up a third, they come up a third, you go up a... That's not going to work here. Your best bet, as far as you can tell, in your professional capacity, is going to be to go up there and get help from up above. Which should make sense, because once you're up free, your phone should work, your radio should work, you're not sure where you're going to come out, but it's not as if you've traveled hundreds of miles underground.
Yeah, totally.
You can't be, like, lost away from camp.
Okay. We have good news and we have bad news. Good news is I'm pretty sure I can climb that. Bad news is doing the math. I don't have enough rope.
We've probably only gone a few K from where the original camp
So
was
I'm
dropped.
thinking.
I have to assume that they've got rescue crews over there. I feel
That's
like,
what I thought.
yeah, I feel like they're probably tunneling from up above. All you have to do. I'm gonna go into my backpack as I'm thinking about it. I just kind of stop mid sentence and start digging around in my backpack. and I'm going to hand Luke a flare gun. One of the, just plastic tube flare guns. Send that up. There's no way they won't see you.
Yeah.
Then we'll wait down here. And you can come get us. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, it
That's
does.
our best option? Question mark.
Okay.
My only concern is how... Right, here's my concern. The concern is how quickly are those fucking ants gonna get across that chasm, since apparently they are on our asses.
Well, they don't seem to be very fast. What I figure is we'll probably backtrack while we're waiting. We'll backtrack to the entrance to the cavern, and we'll walk them back. And if it comes down to it, we'll go down that other passage a short ways, see if we can find the water, find ourselves a little outcropping if need be, something they have difficulty climbing, and then we work our way back up when a line gets dropped. Got hairspray, so we can makeshift ourselves a little blowtorch to keep them at bay if we need to for a little while. And then absolute worst case scenario, we keep the rope here and we build ourselves a little bear sling, swing out over the water with it, and just kind of hang there until you guys can get our asses out. Figure that's the very last ditch. I know there's water down there. We'll make our way down there. We'll hang ourselves off that rope, make ourselves a little hammock, and by the time those ants get down to it, hopefully you'll have a crew for us.
And I think despite the kind of, well-rounded plan that's being formed, I think Ella is sort of like drifting, dissociating. The information's just like, and she kind of probably is looking like a little bit blank.
What's going through Ella's mind?
That it sounds too good to be true. That there are so many factors and variables. Lucas has to make it out. We have no idea of the capabilities, really. I mean, the insects are extremely persistent and numerous. And I think she also feels a bit like useless, I think. Despite the fact that she dug deep and got over with, of course, the help of Lucas and Mark, but I think that sort of temporary boost is fading quickly.
Yeah, I think I am probably going to be the best bet that we have here. So
I'm sorry, man. I'm not going to make it up that. No chance.
I know. Free climb time it is. Free climbing time it is, I guess.
Yeah.
Yup.
Okay.
Ready to make some more rolls, Lucas?
Yep, Lucas will take off his packs. Pretty much all that he is about to be taking up with him, I think, is, water. And not terribly much of it at that. Trying to make himself as light as possible.
Yeah. So, Ella had, I believe, most of, like, the food and water. So from her, you get, maybe a bottle of the Perrier water, because, of course, in the glass bottles, they're not the lightest things in the world. A couple of the, like, pressed fruit leather strips and a couple of the granola bars. Good, wholesome home cooking.
Yeah.
And we are going to start with a Dex Athletic.
Dice, don't fail me now.
Well, if not your dice, your sanity will handle it.
Yeah.
Or willpower? I've got one willpower roll, I think, to make, and that's it. And the rest is sanity, and we ain't got much of that left. So, we're off to a good start, guys.
Eee.
I don't mean that unironically.
Oh, good.
We're at an 8.
Oh, look at that.
Nice.
So, you've started to get used to climbing this kind of rock. It took you a while because this is not how rock is supposed to rock. But now that you've realized you can kind of crumble it under your fingers, you've started to realize the best way to utilize that, because you can create handholds. You just have to be careful how much of your weight you disperse among them. So it's an easier climb in ways, just a much more careful climb than you would be used to. And you couldn't put pitons in this, not that it matters because you have like 2 anyway. Out of curiosity, did you take the couple remaining pitons up with you, or are you leaving that with the 2 down here?
I'm leaving that with the 2 because they will need something to be able to suspend themselves over that water if it comes to it.
All right.
So I have the flare gun, some water, some shitty sugar and carb food, and that's it.
Good old-fashioned rock climbing.
It's not like my life depends on this shit or anything.
Yeah.
No.
Fucking hands.
No. This is good and fine.
Everybody below me is being treated to this tirade in English and Spanish about being shaped with the fucking ants.
He's starting to ice climb it. Check that out. Digging his hands and his feet in like it's ice. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So Lucas starts going up this thing quite quickly. Now that he appears to have sort of his understanding of how this works, you guys watch him just kind of straight up this thing much, much faster than he did over the chasm, both because there's no chasm here and because he's starting to figure it out.
You got this, Luke.
Oh yeah, this bitch is not killing me.
So the problems don't start arising until you've actually entered into the chimney. Because there are really 2 ways you can go up this chimney. And the problem with the chimneys are they tend to be quite smooth because they've been created by erosion. So your options are to continue going hand by hand up the chimney, or to, Emperor's New Groove this and put your back against it and your feet against it and start walking your way up this chimney.
Right. I cannot decide. Just a more horrific prospect.
They're both pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is terrible.
How would you like to proceed up the chimney?
Oh boy. This is that moment where Johnathan wishes he was more proficient about rock climbing.
I can tell you from my not at all professional rock climbing experience, I don't know either.
Okay, well, I see people doing terrible things after a quick Google search on this, so I guess I'm gonna make the terrible decision of Emperor's New Grooving
Back to
this
the
shit.
wall and walk up it.
It does make the most sense, because you're going to be able to get the most traction this way.
As long as it
And
doesn't
really-
burn
It's
out.
not entirely incorrect, actually.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Emperor's New Groove is where I get all of my factual information on stuff.
It's actually like a climbing style. Like it's something you can actually do.
Unfortunately, Lucas does not have a llama with him, so he's on his own with this.
You are at disadvantage because you don't have a llama.
So you get your back against the wall, and it's such a wrong feeling being pressed against these wrinkles. You've gotten used to it under your hands, but you know what rock feels like. So when this is touching you, when this is pretending to be earth, it just doesn't feel right.
Fuck.
And it feels even less right when you feel the wall behind your back start to crackle inward.
Oh, fuck! Oh, fuck!
Luke?
So from below, as you guys are looking up, you see the shape of Lucas, which was easy to follow when he was going upward, and then became a little lumpier, let's say, when he turned to get his back and legs against it, since really you're primarily looking up at butt and feet. But you see it happen as his form is going up, and he kind of pauses, and you see his back go inward towards the wall as his spine kind of bows where he's broken through this wall. Let's get a dex and... No, let's get a strength and athletics for you to get out of this little spot. Because no longer can you just keep pushing yourself up the wall, you're now going to have to get through this break you've caused.
This is terrible. Everything is awful.
Excuse me. Are we burning something to unawful this?
I don't know yet. I'm about to find out.
It was awful pre-dice. Fair enough.
Is 4 enough to unawful this, or do I need to...
Is 4 enough successes for an unfucking?
4 is enough successes for an unfucking.
Okay.
We're adults playing a very adult game. So, you guys see Lucas kind of wiggle, kind of move around, and rather than like bending his back to go around what he's caused, he kind of scoots around a little, so instead of being in this, he just comes back up above it, and you see him start to move.
Okay, not fucked anymore.
You got this, man. Keep going.
Let's get a wits and awareness from my 2 ground people.
Oh, that's not terrifying at all.
That's terrible.
Ominous.
I'm gonna burn a willpower.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna save my willpower. I'm going to keep my 3.
3?
Three's
5.
enough. Ah, there you go.
5. Nice.
Yeah, that was worth it.
So, Mark, you're not really sure quite what you're looking at when it starts happening, but Ella, you make it out pretty quickly. Where the wall has cracked behind Lucas, which he has now shifted out of and is moving up, you see them start coming out of the crack. And the reason you see them right away is because while some of them seem to be going upwards towards Lucas, a number of them start falling down towards you guys on the ground.
Fuck, Mark, the ants.
What's going on up there?
Up there, and then coming down here now.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Okay.
And it takes you till they start landing among you, Mark, to realize that they've begun to rain down on you.
Ah, fuck. Okay, back to the T-junction. Fuck.
Okay.
Lucas, are we continuing upward?
Anywhere else to go?
Yeah. Luke, we can still hear you. We've just backed up a bit.
Oh, okay, I don't want to know why.
Just keep climbing, man. You're fine. It's all coming down at us.
Okay.
You got it.
All right, Lucas,
Fine.
let's get a Dex and Athletics roll from you.
If
5?
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm not rolling a chance die for anything.
So that's gonna be something terrible. That's
No. What? No.
it's not puppies.
So a puppy comes to the wall. No. No. So you're going up this wall as fast as you can, which is not a very smart decision.
No.
Because it means you're putting a lot more weight onto these walls, and you're not really paying attention. And as you're going, you can feel the wall starting to crack behind you.
Oh, come on. No, fuck no.
And under your feet. And these have started just raining down on the ground in front of you guys. You're seeing them come down in a spill now, like someone has turned a faucet on from these walls. And Lucas, that light is so far away. And you can feel them start crawling up under your shirt.
Fuck.
Up under your skin. Up under the spine you've so conveniently presented to them.
Jesus fuck.
Mark and Ella, what are we doing?
I think. So you're saying it's just like a big wave of them coming at us.
It's
right?
now started coming down. Not quite a wave, but it has now started to come down in a pour.
Yeah. Okay. So we have just this sheet of ants moving at us. I think rather than get stranded out on that outcropping, I'm just gonna kind of like put my hand on Ella's backpack, and it's sort of unsure as to whether or not this is for support, since he's obviously way wobblier than he's letting on, like, or to guide her. We're making for that right passage that heads down towards the water, because if we go back and we get cut off, we're fucked. So I think going downhill, and I'm just quietly saying, Luke will be all right. We're gonna keep on moving. We're gonna see if there's a way out down by the water. It's possible there's another piece of the chute there. There might be a way out. If not, then we can just suspend ourselves, and help's gonna come. I guarantee it.
Okay, the water. Okay, and Ella's moving along.
Lucas, you are making your way up this chimney with everything you've got. Every last piece of energy you have, everything that you said you were going to get out of here for Spencer, for Mark, for Ella. And you're just boot after boot after boot going upward, ignoring this feeling, ignoring the pincers, ignoring all of it. And below you, you hear the sound that you've heard enough times here to know what's happening. When you cracked that wall, you started another cave-in. And below you, the walls start coming down in sheaves. Every time you take your foot away, another sheet of rock falls away. And you just keep going boot over boot over boot until there's nothing left. Mark and Ella, from where you are, you hear the rocks start coming down. You hear crashing.
Shit.
You hear a cry.
No.
Oh, fuck. Can we see him from where we are? I mean, like any,
No.
we can't, and I'm guessing backtracking, so we could see him would have us coming back up through the...
Yeah, you'll be coming up on the ants if you do that, because it was sort of a V-junction, so to come back to where you were, if you're going towards the water, you'll have like a full wall between you, basically. You could head back towards Lucas, but you will be heading back towards the torrent of ants, not to mention towards where the sound of a cave-in is coming from.
Yeah, we should we should move away. It's just a quiet like, okay, go.
Okay, I'm going.
And yeah, you start realizing that's more to himself than anything, because since you guys are holding on to each other, his body is trying to turn to go back, and you're sort of having to muscle in.
And yeah, definitely doing so.
Okay.
So as you guys go down this other V junction, the crawling sounds of the ants does fade a little. They don't seem to be the smartest creatures in the world, so there's a good chance that if they're following you, there's a good chance a lot of them are going to go towards that chasm. There's a good chance a lot of them are going to try to come through this rock between you, but some of them are eventually going to start coming up this other V passage.
Gotta just keep moving. I hope Luke was above it. I hope. Seems like at about that 100-meter level, the rock's really unstable, and hopefully he's just up above that and triggered a cave in. I don't know.
We're not gonna know. We just I'll hope he's okay. And I think it's at this point that where are we now? Are we still just in a tunnel?
So assuming you guys kept moving, you'll come to the end of this, I think we're on the right path. Yes.
Yeah.
You'll come to the end of the right path.
Okay.
So assuming that's what you guys did, you kept moving. You come into this other cavern, and there is a trickle of water coming down from a small, almost broken-looking tunnel up above. Let's get, Mark, you were an outdoorsy person, so Ella, let's get an intel academics from you, and Mark, let's get an intel and survival from you.
Okay.
That's 5 for me.
5 for me too.
5 for you? 5 for you? So you both make the same realization, albeit through very different means. Mark, you've seen this before. You've documented this before. You're familiar with this natural formation. Ella, you've seen this in books. You've read about it. You know how to identify these kind of formations. At one point, this was probably a waterway. And since the water is coming from above you, this is not the underground stream thing that Lucas was talking about. It does seem like Dr. Kent may have had the right idea all along.
It's like he said. Okay. This was a waterway.
Yeah. Okay, so that means that we're probably getting tunnels leading upward. I feel like we can probably find something that might lead up. Fuck. Okay. I want to head down closer to where the waterway is.
And I'll be kind of just following him close, yeah.
All right, so you guys walk up on this waterway, and it's coming from about 9 feet up above you. It's trickling in through this kind of jagged-looking tunnel that's up above. The water itself is cool to the touch, and it is scentless. It appears to be safe.
I don't see any of the ants or whatever in it. Like, it looks just like normal.
Is this water moving?
Yes, it is trickling down towards you.
Yeah, so in moving enough, probably then, that if we were moving upstream, it would be taking the ants, it would sweep them out. Like, they don't have enough mass, theoretically, to
If they were in the water, theoretically, they would be
just get
washed away
swept
by
off.
this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this the kind of thing we could get in? Submerged? Like, what are our dimensions here? Like, can we stand in it? Can we walk in it?
No. So it's coming down from above in, like I said, like a trickle. So above wouldn't do you much good. Where it's hitting the ground, you're getting a bit of a rivulet. It appears to go along the cave wall and kind of downward. It's probably what has slowly filled and, in fact, worn away this chasm back when it was a real waterfall. Because you can't make that exact assumption, but it does appear that could be, that you could call this a waterfall, or what used to be. It's possible if you were able to get in there and break away more of the rock, you might be able to trigger more water, but the possibility with that, of course, is that whomever is triggering it runs that risk. Plus, you don't actually know what this is draining out from.
Yeah. So looking up then, is that the sort of thing we could climb up into, that where that water is draining from?
Yeah, you could definitely get up to there. The question is, of course, how? You could certainly boost one another.
Could I boost you first and then?
I won't be able to pull you up. There's no chance in hell.
I guess, okay, then do you think you can boost me and then I can pull you up?
I'll boost you.
Okay.
You do. Lucas left you.
What? Sorry, what was that? The ropes?
Yeah, you do have the rope that Lucas left you. It's not much rope.
Your best chance is pulling me up via rope. So I'm actually just going to sling, because I probably was the one holding the rope. I'm going to sling the rope over her shoulder and just get down low so she can step on my upper back and shoulders.
Okay, I will do that with the rope.
Okay. So you get up and into this small carved tunnel thing. And while you're doing that, since nobody really inspected this place, it does become clear that the lower foot and a half of this room is that same damaged, wrinkled rock. But after about that bottom foot, it appears to turn back into regular rock. It seems like you're getting further from this damage. If the walls are to be trusted, you are moving higher and away from however it is they get around. Unfortunately, I'd love to get another wits and awareness from you.
Both of us?
Yes, please. Well, I mean, you don't have to.
Get 2.
2?
4
Okay.
for me.
4 for you. So, Ella, you're too busy trying to get into this small tunnel. Mark, you almost feel it before you hear it at this point. They're coming. You can hear it reverberating through the walls. And Ella's grunting and she's lifting herself and she's tucking into this little tunnel, and as you're watching her, it becomes all too clear. You're not going to fit in there. So Ella, you kind of cram yourself in there and you turn around to look back at Mark and you have the rope.
Okay, I got it. The rope. I'm lowering it down.
No, I'm not going to fit through that. There's no way in hell. Okay, I'm going to backtrack, see if I can find some other way to go here. How's it look up there?
So from what you can, from what you can see up here, because I believe everyone still has a headlamp, as far as I remember. It is a very narrow passage ahead of you. Mark is right. Even if he could get up and into this little ledge, he wouldn't be getting very far through here. But from what you can see, no wrinkles.
I mean, you're right. I don't think you can fit, but the rock looks like the normal stuff. So this has got to be like the right way.
Yeah, there may be some other path. We didn't look that carefully. We were kind of on the run. There may be some other ways up, and I can join up with you. You just keep going up that way, okay? I'm gonna backtrack.
And she definitely is kind of looking back at you with big shining eyes at that point. Kind of not sure what to say.
And I'm gonna go into the bag. I'm gonna go into the bag, and I pull out a small yellow Pelican case filled with. You can see that it was where he was putting his camera cards and the audio cards and stuff like that, as well as the camera, and just kind of hold it up with the good hand. I always kind of wanted to do found footage, so this works.
Okay.
Hopefully, I'll meet up with you back on the other side of this. Just go, keep going.
Over there. Yeah, I'll see you over there.
Yeah.
God, we're all split up. Shit. God. Okay. So Ella will continue forward.
All right. Mark, what are we doing?
I will wander the. I'm going to wander the outside edges and look for a way out. Look for a place where maybe the water is draining downward. Try to trace it back, see if there's any breaks off on the reservoir. You know, something like that. If it sometimes going deeper to get shallower. Obviously the route up above is not an option.
No. Can I get a sanity roll from you? You've watched Lucas take one exit, and you don't know what's happened to him. You've watched Ella take another exit. You don't know what's going to happen to her. And you're just left standing there. No camera. No water. No point. On your own. In this cavern that crawls.
I'm gonna relent. Just call that a fail.
So Mark loses a dot of sanity right here and now. Ella, as you start to move ahead, you hear him slide down the wall. That sound of just kind of, and then that shuff as he just kind of sits. And there's nowhere for you to go, Mark. There's a cave-in to the left. There's fresh water to your right. There's a chasm behind you. There's nothing in front of you.
I'm gonna go look for Lucas.
Okay.
Fuck these ants.
So you had... Fuck these ants.
Just gonna walk right through them.
So you tromp through them. In pure fuck these ants style. You are bringing your boot down with every bit of rage that has built up in this place. You are bringing a boot down for Dr. Kent on those ants. And for Dr. Jones on those ants. And God help him for sound. For Paolo, for Spencer, perhaps most of all, to everyone who lost their lives to this god-awful place and these god-awful things. You are going to take out at least some of them as you head towards this cave-in. And as you start heading up the left of the tunnels, I think it's the left one, the rocks have come down, and you're looking to search through them for Lucas. Is that the plan?
I want to see if I can find him, or at least look up the chute where it is, see if I can spot him.
So I will get a wits and awareness from you to start searching through the ruins. Or are you planning to actually, like, lift and drag through these rocks? Are you just looking, or are you actually,
like...
I'm
doing a whole hell ton of that. I'm gonna walk through and call out to him and just kind of be looking to see if I can find anything that indicates whether he went up or down.
All right. Oh, excuse me. So yes, wits and awareness, if you please.
Wits and awareness. I will spend a dot of willpower. I actually haven't spent any willpower.
Well, now you don't get the trophy for it.
Yeah, right?
You gotta make the whole game without spending completion.
Any. Nope. Gotta go through again.
Yeah.
Nightmare mode activated.
Yeah, right? 5.
5? Okay. So you look up the chimney, and you can see that a lot of when these sheaves came down, because of course they don't crumble into bits like rocks, so they didn't all come down. Some of the sheaves have come and have kind of collapsed across this chimney. But when you look up it, you can still see that pinprick of light up above. Now, whether that means Lucas made it out, you're not sure.
Luke!
There's no answer.
I'm gonna look around kind of in the top of the pile to see if I can see anything that may have dropped, pieces of gear, pieces of equipment, anything like that.
Yeah, there is some broken glass shards of a Perrier bottle.
And then maybe it's fine. Might as well keep digging. I'm really only doing this to keep them off Ella, so she can, like, I'm probably not gonna find Lucas.
So are you actually shifting through the rocks now?
Let's go for a quick dig.
Let's get a dex, or we'll go with dex and athletics, please.
-2. Yeah, well, that pool 3's not too bad. Take 3.
3? So it hurts to do, but at this point, you don't even give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm just gonna lose the bandage.
Yeah. As you're pulling and shoving these rocks around, you're leaving streaks of blood, you're leaving lumps of your own flesh. You're just watching your hand come apart as you do this, and you don't care. It doesn't even hurt anymore, not really. It just itches now. And you leave these bright streaks of blood across this white rock every time you pick one up and whip it out of your way, aiming at other clumps of ants, because fuck them.
Fuck those ants. Luke! Come on, man.
And you move one, and you can see Lucas. You can see just the tips of his fingers underneath, and you go into a frenzy shoving these away and yanking them off of him, and finally you manage to unearth his face, and he is hurt. Badly hurt. And Lucas, you were sure you were done for, but you kind of blink and open your eyes, and well, it definitely can't be an angel because it looks like Mark.
Fuck, I'm in hell.
Starting to think the same thing. Can you move?
No.
Okay. There's a passage down the other way. Maybe we can...
They're inside me. Inside me. I can't feel my fucking legs, but I can feel them inside me.
What do I do, man?
Fucking gun.
Yeah.
Did it for Spencer.
Ella got out. I think. We found ourselves a way out down there. I'm just gonna sit down on the rocks beside him.
Flare gun. I don't know if I went up or not.
You shot it? Or...
Yeah.
Nice. I bet that looked badass as shit.
Action fucking hero.
Hell yeah, man. Remember when we were doing those elevator shafts with Alex down into the underground, and he was panicking for like a 10-foot fall down into the basement, and he thought he'd broken both of his legs, and you put your back up against the wall kind of like that and just walked down upside down to prove to him that he was a big wimp.
Little bitch. Yeah.
He's still a little bitch.
Yes.
There's no other way here.
Get paid enough for this.
None of us got paid enough for this, man. All right. I'm gonna give him a hug. I give him a kid's hug for this guy who basically taught me how to be an outdoorsy person. Took me on the course of my life and showed me how this was all gonna go.
And you feel that, Lucas. You aren't feeling much, but you feel Mark hug you and you feel that intention behind it.
I love you, man.
Kid. Don't let them get you.
Alright. And I hold his hand as I pull my Glock and put a round through his center of his forehead. Completely dissociating.
And Lucas doesn't say anything else. He just slumps and his grip on your hand releases. And when the firearm went off, it was this flash of a moment. The whole cavern was illuminated for just a second, and they are everywhere.
Yeah. Well, if they're everywhere here, they're not coming up the chamber after her. Do I have anything in my bag that I could use as an igniter besides the scotch?
I mean, I guess you'll have to answer that question for me. What might you have on you? Because of course, you don't have any film on you, which was phenomenally flammable.
Maybe some lighter fluid. I want to find every flammable thing between my backpack and Luke's backpack, and make myself a little Molotov with that scotch.
That is exactly what you do.
Awesome. And I am going to light that sucker up with my lighter, chuck it against a patch of the wall, and burn as many of those fuckers as I can.
And it hits the wall and it explodes in a wave of blue and red. And you hear them hiss and pop as this fire crawls across them, taking out probably 100. Probably less than a drop in the bucket.
Yeah, that tracks. And I am gonna backtrack. They can be as pissed at me as they want. I'm gonna backtrack to that chasm. I'm just gonna start walking over them, right back towards the exit.
All right, you reach the edge of the chasm.
Are they climbing me? Are they doing anything in response to this? Are they...
Oh yeah, they're all over the walls. They are coming up over your boots. For a while you were keeping them off just by the force of your momentum.
Yeah.
But then you sat down next to Lucas and had this conversation, and I mean, they were gonna get on top of you sooner or later.
Yeah, this'll do.
So you're standing at the edge of the cavern looking down at this blackness below you. They're crawling up over the toes of your boots.
I'm gonna buy Ella time. Much as I can.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
I'm gonna find a conveniently chair-shaped rock. And I'm gonna
Those
take
are
a seat.
plentiful here.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take a seat.
Okay.
If I go into that chasm and take the quick death, they will turn around and go after her.
Yep.
I am going to take a seat at the altar.
So Mark sits down on his conveniently chair-shaped rock, and he still has the gun in his good hand, his hamburger hand limp and useless at his side, already crawling with these pests, already crawling out of your wound. And they come up over your boots, and up over your socks, up over your hands, under your pants, and under your shirt. And you can feel them. It itches, and it stings. But it's no wonder those women were able to stay as statues for as long as they did, because it actually doesn't even hurt as much as you think it will. You close your eyes, and you lean your head back against the wall. Ella. You are in this small tunnel. You saw Mark go back for Lucas. And you're no dummy. You know what that's gonna mean for him. But you're no dummy. You know why he's done this. So you turn and you head further into this tunnel. This is the most unpleasant this has been for you. Even worse than when you got stuck. This cavern is cold in a way that the others weren't. And now your hands are wet, and your knees are wet, clothes clinging to you. But ahead of you, ever so small ahead of you. Barely visible, and after this eternity of darkness, it's a beacon. There is a strip of light ahead of you. I am going to get a stamina roll from you. But you are giving this everything you have, every inch of everything, so you can add your remaining sanity to this roll, please.
Is this a situation where I can spend another sanity to re-roll and then minus a die for the lost sanity? Okay.
You can spend whatever you want for this. This is going to be our final roll of the game.
Okay, then just as well. I got 5.
5 successes. All right. Ella claws herself along the narrowing passage, barely conscious and unable to breathe. The stone is crushing down on her, crushing up at her. You reach forward once more towards that light, and you feel something different. And it almost startles you for a second, because something just barely tickles the tip of your finger, and you go to start back, but you realize that what you've touched isn't moving with the life of the ants. Along the edge of the rock in front of you, just trailing ever so lazily against your fingertips, is a blade of grass. And you dig in once more, drawing on the last of everything you have left to give. The strength that you saw from all the people who lost their lives to give you this chance. You twist yourself deeper into this passage. You push your fingers under the rock, knowing that there's dirt just on the other side. There is grass and sunlight and air, blessed fresh air. You press your bloody and your raw fingers under the edge of this rock, and it doesn't give. It doesn't so much as shift. You've gone too far. You've given too much, and Vilcabamba has taken everything that you needed to survive. You close your eyes, too exhausted to press on. You exhale, waiting to feel those relentless bastards that have dogged you for your flesh since the moment you arrived down here. And you exhale one more time. But instead, you're blinded as sunlight strikes your face. You feel your lungs expand when the weight is lifted away from them, and you can smell the fresh air. You hear a voice you don't know say, "We've got her." When you open your eyes again, you're high up in the air. You can see the initial site where this nightmare first began, disappearing from your view as a chopper lifts you away from this place. Turning your head to the right, there's another gurney, but it's empty. There were meant to be more survivors. These people who came looking for you expected to find a full party, but they only found you. A woman crosses into your view, maybe a doctor of some kind, and she kneels down beside you, securing the air mask you'd knocked aside back into place. "Shh," she says, giving you a reassuring smile. "You're safe. I'm not sure how you all managed it, but someone managed to send up a flare and we were able to track you from there. You're gonna be okay. It's all okay." Ella doesn't say anything. She rolls her head back to the left, watching the Peruvian jungle disappear. Ella is alive, but she is not okay. things are not okay. Because even though you've left those caverns behind, even though you should have left that sound behind, you can still hear it. You can hear it coming from beneath your very skin. And that's where we're going to end. There will be no outros, for the dead and the dying do not speak here. I hope you've all enjoyed this custom horror series. And if you're feeling a little itchy yourself after all that, a little prickle along the backs of your arms, seeing those tiny fibers protrude from your flesh and withdraw again, there's nothing to worry about. It's only skin deep. Have a good night.
My name is Ella Barnes. I was a student at Martlet University. I went with a research team to the lost city of Vilcabamba. Mark, I wish you were here to tell me what to say. I don't know why you did that. I didn't deserve to get out. Of all the people there, it shouldn't have been me. You all built me up and stuff, but should have been Lucas. Should have been Dr. Jones. Should have been you, Mark. Whoever edits this together, whoever puts it out, you cannot go there. I don't know how to impress that. I know you'll see Mark say it too. But please, no one is welcome except them. The stone, the darkness, nothing else. I don't know what I'm gonna do after this. I don't know what's gonna happen to me. I mean, I'm on my way out, I guess, but everything looks different. I can't focus. I can't think. You just have to listen to me. You have to listen to me. No more teams. No more digging. Nothing. Leave it alone. And forget it. It's time for it to be forgotten. And all I can do now is keep the memory alive of the people that were down there. And I gotta try to make something good out of it. For them. That's the only thing I want to do. Just find a way to make it mean something.
Unfortunately, I left my gold stickers back in my office. So, good job, kiddo. cultures that are lost are puzzle pieces of who we are as people.
And another one.
No, and I'm stopping. I'm stopping her.
Okay, stop her.
This city is haunted, I think. We've stumbled on a lot more than what we initially signed up for here. This is important. This is very important. Just leave me on the altar. You can leave sound if you want. I can take care of them before they come.
There's something inside her. Fucking eating him alive. We need to fucking move this camp. This isn't a puppy check, is it? I know that saying this is gonna make some people want to come even more. Stop looking for this place. Stop it. You and everyone that comes here will fucking die.
You should check for any scrapes, cuts, or bruises. Whatever is down here, the bacteria, if you do not want that in your system. Every single time human goes up against nature, we're fucking reminded of how completely insignificant we are. Just understand me when I am speaking to you. Superstition in survival situations gets people killed. I would kiss this rock if it wouldn't give me ants. Oh, fuck.
Okay, so I'm noticing that there is all the figures that we've seen and we found have been feminine. This is hell, and maybe these statues are demons. So I'm thinking, is there some kind of like original sin type of analog? Shut the fuck up, dude! Shut the fuck up! Like, You're not helping. We're here now, so just shut up. But when we get out of here, and I will get out of here just to fucking spite you in that douchebag Mark. And then I will have my dad sue your ass to hell and back, and you will fucking rot in jail for the rest of your life. I will make sure you don't get a fucking toothbrush, you don't get a pack of ramen, you don't get any seasoning packets, you get fucking nothing. So every ounce of freedom you have in this tiny little cave, enjoy that.
Out here, you're all Taurus. And of course it would. Everything here is hollow. You guys figured this out hours ago. If only you'd left when you had the chance. And the sound of the gunshot reverberates around this cavern, and echoing and bouncing right back at you in a mockery of your attempts to control this place and yourselves.